Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Today reviewing the Panerai PAM 514. This is a very interesting Panerai, and we don't do a lot of Panerai reviews. We'll try to do more of them. This one is kind of an interesting model because I think it sums up a lot of what people like in Panerai, but it's also quite modern. So let's start with the movement first. This is the PAM P3000. This is one of their in-house made movements. I think this might be their first in-house made movement. And it's obviously manually wound, obviously very large caliber, basically a pocket watch sized movement. And this sort of began Panerai's whole kick to do in-house made. So they now have a lot of in-house made movements. And this is probably the most basic one. People like this movement a lot. It's very attractive. I love what I call the sort of river style separation here between the bridges. You can see the escapement. It operates at 3 Hertz. It has a 3-day power reserve. There are some models that have power reserve indicators. I prefer those more. With a manually wound watch, I really want there to be a power reserve indicator. But with 3 days is pretty good. It's about a day more than you get with most watches, and it has a nice sort of ring to it, 3 day. One of the things I really like about this movement, and it's also part of the case, is winding it. As you can see here, there's a very wide stem there with the crown. Usually when you pull a crown out, there's this really wobbly thing. The crown's very secure. You feel like it's not going to break. And the winding is a very pleasant experience, which I happen to like. Now this movement here has a quick hour set. So you can see here you can change the hour in 1 hour increments. That's also how you change the date. So it doesn't have a quick date, but you sort of rapidly change the hours around in order to do that. This model just has the time, subsidiary seconds, and the date there. There's a different version of this watch which is actually smaller, and that's the PAM 512. And the 512 is 42 millimeters wide versus this, which is 47 millimeters wide. But even though it's 47 millimeters wide, you'll notice that for a Panerai, it's relatively thin. That's because of this large flat back that you have here, right? And that makes it wear a lot more comfortably than some of even the other 44 millimeter wide Panerai watches. So you can see they're relatively slim on the wrist. I happen to love how this wears a lot. Again, at 47 millimeters wide, this is going to be a larger watch, but it does have a very nice experience. Panerai has a very classic, highly legible dial. It kind of fits with whatever you wear. And what's also great about Panerai is if you change the strap, it tends to always look good no matter what. And of course, you have that wide Panerai style strap. This case style is technically part of the Radiomir, but they call it the Radiomir 1940. And what it essentially is a combination of the classic Radiomir with the 1950 case. So you have this sort of Radiomir cushion style, but instead of having this sort of like loop lugs, you have traditional lugs there. So it's a sort of nice combination between two different looks there, and I happen to like it a lot. Panerai watches are known for being, a little bit on the pricier side, but you do get sort of a good fit and finish overall for what you get, and legibility is great, and it's just a style that's very difficult to beat. So again, this is the Panerai Radiomir 1940 3 days. And it's the PAM 00514 or just the PAM 514, and the price for this is $8,800, and you can read more on aBlogtoWatch.